Hey everyone, it's Melissa from the Mount Horeb Public Library. Today we're going to be making these super cute paper pumpkins as part of our October craft. This is our new adult take and make kits that you can pick up at the library. If you didn't have a chance to grab one, there's still time probably. It's first come, first serve. But if not, you can make these from home with any paper that you have. So don't worry, you can still do it. So we'll get started here. You need paper strips. If you grab the take and make kit, you have enough strips to make 3 different pumpkins. Otherwise, if you're just wanting to do this craft at home, you just need some pieces of paper. I have 15 strips and I cut them to be 6 inches by 1 inch, and then you just punch a hole in the end of all of them. All right. So take 15 pieces of paper from your take and make kit. They can be all the same pattern if you want. You can mix and match, depends. Whatever you want to do. The papers are double-sided, so you just have to decide which side you'd like to be out. And I think I'm going to have this side be the outside of my pumpkin. So I'm going to take 1 strip, and then I'm going to take the green floral wire, and you're going to bend a 90-degree little angle at the end. See that? Very precise 90 degrees. And you're going to stick it through the paper so that this little tiny hook is touching the side of the paper that you want on the outside, the side that you want people to see. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to stick it right here because this is the side that I'd like people to see. And then I'm going to take a little piece of clear tape and just tape it down. If you don't have clear tape, that's okay. This is the bottom of your pumpkin, so nobody will see it anyway if you just have masking tape or something. All right, so tape that down, and now I'm just going to thread the rest of my strips onto the wire, making sure that the side that I want people to see is facing down so that all your strips go the same direction. All right. You'll probably notice as you're doing this that the holes don't all line up. That's okay. I'm not that precise of a crafter, and it does not matter at all for this craft. Some of them line up. Just depends on how I was punching them out. All right, so just line them up. Sometimes you just got to go one by one. Again, just make sure that you have all the same sides down if that's the side that you want down. All right, so now they're all threaded on there. Now this is the hardest part of the whole thing. You need to fan them out on your table. It works best if you fan them in order. So if you start from the bottom of your pile where that little tiny hook is, that one goes first, and then the next one up, and then the next one up. Does that make sense? And you're just gonna fan them out. If you don't get it exactly in order, that's okay. It just works a little bit better when you come to the end for spreading your pieces of paper out into a pumpkin shape. But again, I've done it both ways, and it does work the other way too. All right, so when you get them about how you like them, I kind of pull this, kind of bend it and get it out of my way. So they're about even there. Then grab 2 pieces of tape, and you're going to tape them down. Now you're not taping every strip. This is just to kind of give it a little bit more form when you're putting it together. So I put 1 on each side of a circle. I put 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom on both sides of the floral wire. So I'm sticking 1 here and 1 on the other side of the floral wire, kind of over a section. So I get a couple of pieces of the paper in there. Okay. So then you're going to string the papers around. You're going to lift the top one. It's going to be the opposite of what you did for when you were fanning them. You're going to start with the top piece that's on your pile, and you're going to string through here like this. And then you're going to do the next one. Next one down. So now you're going from the top down. You string that one. And then I'm taking the next one, string it. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So you're just putting them back in a pile, just the other way, and string them through. Now this is wire, so it gets a little caught sometimes. Just kind of straighten out as you go. Like this, I get kind of a knotty loop. So just kind of finagle it as you go. Again, if you don't get it in the exact right order, it's not the end of the world by any means. So don't worry about it. Right, now that I have them all on here, I kind of pull my string kind of tight. And if you look in the middle here right now, I need to get this a little more taut. So I'm just going to keep pulling it. See that? There we go. So now this string that's in the middle is nice and tight. So here's where you decide how fat or skinny you want your pumpkin to be. I kind of like them about here, about maybe it's 3 inches-ish. You can make them really fat, which I guess squat, maybe that's the better term, really squat little pumpkins. You can also make them bigger. If you make them too big, however, the papers are a little too loose and they won't stay in a sphere when you try to get to that end part. So I like it about here. So you have two options here. If you have clear tape, the easiest thing to do is at this point to just kind of make a little loop and tape it on top. But you could also tie it if you'd rather, if you don't have any clear tape, because you will see this part. So if you tie a knot, just make sure that when you tie that knot, you kind of also make a loop so that, let me show you, the loop around here is big enough so that it won't get pulled back through that punched hole. All right. So I'm just going to make kind of a little loop like this, and then I'm going to put a piece of tape right there. I'm all for easy. Don't need that big of a piece though, so I'm just going to cut it. I'm using strapping tape right now because I apparently don't have Scotch tape in my house, and I didn't feel like running to the store during a pandemic just to get Scotch tape, so anything will work. All right, so now I just taped it just to that top piece of paper. I didn't tape it to other ones because I don't have the papers where I'd like them. So now you're getting closer. You can see it looks a little more like a pumpkin. Well, you can rearrange the papers now if you want to, but they're going to get goofed up again, so I wait. So now you've got this crazy long piece of wire that you're probably like, why didn't I cut that shorter? So you're going to make your stem out of this. So you get to decide how long you'd like your stem to be, and then you're going to fold it. Let's see, I want my stem maybe about this long. So now I'm just going to fold this back and forth. I'm going to just weave it. It's not really weaving, I don't know crafting terms. So I'm going to go back and forth about that much, so I still have a little tail. Okay. And now I'm just going to flatten that down. I've kind of got this little jumbled up folded pieces, and I'm going to twist them like this. And they twist together really nice. All right, just kind of smush it around. And this little tail, then I wrap around the bottom of the stem. That's kind of where the thicker part of the stem is anyway, and it helps keep your wire from going back through that hole. All right. I'm just going to pull this down a little back into there. Sometimes I pull a little too hard, so just kind of get that in there so that that fatter bottom is right matched up with the paper. So then you've got this little stem, and you can bend it over like this, you can curl it. Super cute. So now you have to decide what you want to do with that stem. If you want, at this point, you can kind of move your pieces of paper around so you get a little better feel for what it looks like. But the stems usually have something on them, right? They usually have little curly cues or pieces of their vine still left on them. So there are a few different things you can do for that. In the take and make bags, you should have some brown raffia. And if you'd like, you can just wrap this around. If I start at the bottom and wrap this around the green, just wrapping it up as you go. I think that that's kind of cute. Makes it a nice brown stem. And then you can go to the top and then go back to the bottom and then just tie it in a bow down here, or in a knot, I mean. Or you can use the brown wire and wrap the raffia around it. I'm going to take the raffia back off though, just for the sake of time instead of wrapping it all on there. But I'm going to show you this little brown wire I love. Not only can you use it to wrap that raffia and make it stay on there, but I think it makes the best little curly cues. So if you take your brown wire, I'm just going to tie it in a knot like that and slip it over the stem and then pull it tight. I try to line it up towards the bottom. Doesn't necessarily stay there as I'm doing it. And then you are going to wrap this. You can use a pencil. You can use, I've got a pair of scissors here, I'll use this. Something small, roundish that you can wrap the wire around. So I'm just gonna wrap like this and then pull that out. And you've got cute little tendrils. Same thing on the other side. Obviously, if you're using scissors, use them closed. Don't wrap it around an open scissors blade. All right. Okay, so there's cute little vines like that, which I think are great. You can put a few of those on. I also gave you some of this curling wire. I don't know the real term for it. Again, I tie it in a knot first. I just think it's easier than trying to tie it. So I tie a little knot in the middle, and then I'm going to slip that over the stem. Oh, except I missed. Try that again. Tie it in the middle, stick it over the stem, and then use the edge of the scissors to do the cute little curls. That. And you've got cute little curls there. You can tell I kind of like little curls. It might be because of this. All right, so now you've got your stem done. You've got your pumpkin here. So then you just take the pieces of paper and start moving them around. You might be able to hear my neighbor's dog barking right now. They're out to say hello. So just move them. These will move again when you move your pumpkins to wherever you want, but it's pretty easy to just get them back in shape. All right, and then I kind of just squish it a little bit, and you've got a super cute pumpkin. You can add it to your mix, set them on your mantle, set them on your table, whatever you want to do. Hope you had fun making these, and we'll look forward to seeing you in November. If you liked this program, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We do varieties of story times, crafts, and other great videos. We'd love to see you on there. Thanks so much. Bye.